Why creativity and curiosity will save your future. Now, subscribe if you want to continue to level up your strategic thinking. I'm going to talk about AI, culture, and strategy in this episode. There's always a weekly episode on a Monday and extra bonus material for the seasonal period of time. But over here, we're going to look at the intersection of creativity and systems thinking. System thinking is my MSc subject, and AI is part of my subject for my research. I'm on my last bit of my MSc, which is super exciting. So I'm bringing you nuggets from my 20 plus years of comms and media experience, as well as my systems thinking experience. So today we're talking about something that people have massively underestimated, and that is being creative and being curious. And it's now a survival skill. It is most definitely not a luxury. And now, knowing how for many years I was called a jack of all trades, master of none, I think, haha, in your face, because I've done dance, qualified as a yoga teacher. I have been a copywriter, a journalist, a producer. I've been in music. I've been a music journalist. I've done videography, podcasting since 2016, creating content on YouTube. I paint, I write, many things. I'm a chartered public relations practitioner, all of these things. This is sort of my repertoire that I can draw from, like a bricoleur. That's what bricolage is all about. And I talk about that in my my seven strategic zones. I have a playlist dedicated for each one. So, the main message of this video is, listen, the world is changing faster than institutions can keep up. AI and AGI are rewriting careers, as we all know, in real time. People are probably jumping the gun a little bit, though, but it's good to be prepared. Companies are getting confused. You need help from people like me to sort of go through the change. Governments may be a little bit slow, organizations can be slow, and creators are maybe feeling overwhelmed, or maybe they have the edge. The only people really adapting fast, I think, are the ones who experiment, the ones who build, the ones who test things, the ones who are happy to explore. And so these are the creative thinkers. And I hope my audience are just the people that I'm talking about here. So creativity isn't just artistic fluff. This is a thing that people get wrong. It's about having strategic intelligence, having strategic awareness, and it's the ability to basically generate multiple outcomes for multiple possibilities, and not just be on a sort of a fixed track of just sort of, oh, just one thing. I've been having this conversation with so many people saying, you've always been trained to just do the one thing and just pick the one thing, and you're going to do that for 30, 40 years. This is not how we need to sort of go forward in order to future proof. Sorry, I moved the desk and the camera side moving. Um, I'm going to do a bit of a change to my setup, actually, just a little warning in case you got used to the setup, but nothing major. So this is exactly what AI can't do for you. You've got to do the sense making yourself. You've got to sort of spot your patterns, you've got to take your leaps, you've got to have your imagination, you've got to have your awareness. Curiosity most definitely is going to be your competitive edge, and if you are not allowing yourself to be curious for at least an hour a week, having a hobby that doesn't always have an outcome or an output associated in a way that your work or your corporate job does, then you're missing out. You need to sort of really sort of work with your neuroplasticity of your brain, see if you can change it. A curious mind is never scared of change. You can actually move with change and you can adapt to it. Curious people always ask, what does this mean for me? What does this mean for the world? How can I use this? What can I try? I might sound like I'm rushing through this, so I just want to give you all these nuggets. And also, I've got to cook. My teenager's nearly home from school. That mindset, basically, about what does this mean? How can I use this? The mindset is worth way more than any kind of static skill, in my opinion. In my opinion, the future definitely belongs to people like us, the creative thinkers, the bricoleurs. It's a concept that I came across when I begun my study in systems thinking. Now, you already know this. If you are creative, you already know this. You have multiple skills, and you can connect ideas from everywhere. You always use what you have. You really draw from your repertoire of skills, and you experiment. You're happy to experiment. And if you've been told to not experiment as much, then you've got to sort of reignite that spirit and that practice of experimenting. You sort of build meaning from all the tools you already have. This is literally how you can survive in a chaotic, changing world. Your career will not be one straight line anymore. You've got to stop trying to pick that one identity or that one thing or that one niche. Do you remember that? You've got to start to make yourself much more adaptable, sort of get that muscle memory back or build new muscle. This isn't about being perfect, though. This is not about being perfect. Be that person who's sort of questioning and thinking on the spot. This is essentially the heart of being creative and having the ability to recombine skills. I think that will really protect your future proofing. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. It really helps my channel. So if you want to future proof yourself, do this now. Remember, like, you've already got quite a lot in your repertoire, but if not, okay, learn one new tool every month. And it doesn't have to be AI. Ouch, it doesn't have to be AI related. It could be completely like offline, analog. I love analog. I'm documenting my whole process going analog on my own channel, but follow any sort of curiosity threads that you might have, even the weird ones, and see what comes up for you. And I absolutely adore being interdisciplinary, and I encourage others to do it as well. Mix your professions with any kind of media, any kind of cultural disciplines, even psychology, systems thinking. I'm biased. Create regularly. I really think that to sort of, whether you're knitting or you are painting or doing woodwork or creating videos and podcasts, I think it's really important. It builds resilience. And don't sort of rely on AI and these chats and these language learning models for everything. You've got to rely on your own sort of cognitive processes. I am in the research phase of my MSc, and I refuse to use AI. Copilot keeps popping up on my Asus, as you may sort of call it, and I just ignore it. I just really don't want it to get in the way of my sort of, like, jot jot dot joining. So build your own point of view. You don't want that replaced. Okay. So I really believe that the people who will thrive are the ones who can think and connect dots, who can create and adapt and continue to just sort of tweak and sort of trial and error. And if you are creative, if you are curious, you are on the right track. You're already ahead, in my opinion. You just need to lean into it. And if not, if that's the wrong strategy, then at least you've learned how to be adaptable. Like, what's the fear for? Like, why be fearful of failure? It's like, no, no, that's not right. I've got to search for the right answer before I do something. It's probably the worst mindset to have. If you want more episodes from me, then do subscribe. I talk about creative strategy, talk about AI, talk about comms a lot, reputation management, public relations, definitely. And I have a podcast called Systems and Questions. It's on my media and politics channel. Everything is linked in the description. It's been wonderful to have you here. Your time and attention is so important. So I do appreciate you giving me your time and attention. Drop me a comment. Let me know what your discipline is, what your background is, what you're looking to do more of, less of. And I'll catch you in the next video.